Kate Mulberry. Welcome back. I'm here today with more book recommendations for you. So today I will be sharing 4 with you from my own personal shelf that I really loved, and I do recommend these when people come in and ask for stuff. So 2 of them are going to have a World War II theme. 2 of them are more along the lines of a romance. I personally don't do romance, so I would consider these more love stories. I don't mind a love story as long as there's still a good story to it. So you will find that's most likely the category these would fall into. And then the other thing is they are also, 2 of them are adult books and 2 of them are young adult books. I personally don't think just because we're adults that we can only read adult books. So I don't ever want you guys to be afraid to enter our teen room and maybe see some of the amazing things that are in there. So don't ever be shy, even if it's labeled young adult or juvenile fiction. As a parent and a librarian, I think we should be reading a lot of this stuff. So there's a lot of things that we can learn from, the books in there, the morals, all of that good stuff. And it's a nice way to open up the lines of communication with our kids and continue to educate ourselves as well. So I personally love it in there, and so do my coworkers. So if you ever have questions, we can help you out. The other thing is, now that we have reopened, don't forget we have our staff reviews binder. This is always located on the same display, so if you're looking for recommendations maybe from some of my coworkers instead of all of mine, there are plenty in here. We have everything from Christian fiction to science fiction to nonfiction, so a little bit of everything is in this binder from all of us, and we are more than happy to share, so we're always adding stuff to it. So the books today happen to be 4 that remind me personally about the power of love and forgiveness. They are books that also remind me of the importance of the arts, so like literature and music. And they also reminded me when I read them that there's more than one way in this world to be brave. And I think that's kind of a huge thing to remember throughout your life. So we're going to start first with my World War II. I have always really enjoyed the World War II backdrop, especially if it takes place somewhere other than Germany. I think sometimes people forget how far and wide, World War II expanded. And so it's a little surprising sometimes when you read things and maybe it took place in France or something, or Italy. There's so many amazing books out there. But when I was younger, I read Summer of My German Soldier, and it was one of my favorite books, and it kind of changed my life when I was a tween. So the first one is Jodi Picoult, and this is The Storyteller. This book is kind of classic Jodi Picoult, where it's 2 stories that are going to intertwine, and they're going to come together at the end. So one story is actually told first person from during the Holocaust, and the other story is told present day. So this is the story that ended up not being at all what I anticipated. When I was reading it, I was all in, but by the end of it, this was the one that really just left me going, oh, it was about forgiveness. I just thought it was really beautifully done. A lot of Jodi Picoult's books tend to be more present day, so it's kind of fun to see it go back, and it felt very realistic to me, so I like to hope that she did do her research, because it certainly felt that way for me. That's our adult one. Young adult. This book I cannot recommend enough. I absolutely love this book. It is called The Book Thief. If you have not yet read this, please, please, please get yourself a copy. This is by Markus Zusak, and this book takes place 1939 Germany is where it all begins. We meet up Liesel, and she steals a book from a Nazi book burning. And this story, I'm making it sound very simple, it is not. This story, it just has so many amazing characters and brave people. Her foster family that takes her in, they teach her, the foster dad teaches her how to read, and that's what leads her to start taking these books from different places. The family is also hiding a Jew in their basement, and the craziest part about it all, this novel is narrated by death, which I know sounds a little strange if you haven't read it, but it is so hauntingly beautiful the way that it's done, and in a strange way it almost makes death feel a little comforting, and I just thought it was so incredible. I really, really, really love this book, and I will say that when my son was 14, he read it, and all I remember is when he finished it, he set it down and was just like, wow. So this book is just incredible. Next we'll go on to what I consider, I guess, my love stories. First one I did with my book club here, and we all just kind of looked at each other when we sat down and we just said, oh, I just loved it. It's called The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, and this is by Gabrielle Zivine. This book is a recently widowed bookstore owner on a small island. He's obviously not handling it very well at first, but in comes the crazy cast of characters. Fate kind of throws him a curveball, and nothing is quite what it seems, you know? And he actually manages to find love again, which is really sweet the way it kind of comes about. And the best part about this book for a lot of us, if you're an avid reader like myself, have a notepad ready when you read it. All throughout this book, you will find his book recommendations, and so your to-read list will most likely grow. There is so many awesome books that he lists in here. A lot of them I had not yet read. You know, maybe I had read something by the author, but not that particular title, and we kind of found that to be a theme for a lot of us in book clubs. So it was a lot of fun, and again, it's a sweet story, it's an easy read, but I really, really enjoyed this one. So that's our adult one. And then back into our young readers. If anybody remembers what it was like to have a first love, that kind of all-encompassing feeling that just takes over you, right? So this one is Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. I love this one because it's more of a realistic approach to a teenage love story. There's no vampires, there's no werewolves, there's no kings, queens, princes. Nobody's fighting for anything other than just a chance to kind of be together. These could be the kids down the street from you. They could be the kids on your school bus. They could be your kid. So this one, it really spoke to me. It actually reminded me what it was like to be that age a little bit, and kind of trying to figure out how to deal with it, you know. So, and as an adult, I think it's kind of a nice thing to read if you have kids that are kind of at that age where maybe they are starting to date, but you forgot what it was like, and you want to be able to talk to them about it and make sure that they're feeling okay. I think it's a sweet story that can kind of bring you back to that moment and just remind you. So again, it's, you know, it's kind of a lighter read, but it's a very sweet story. I've recommended it to a few teens here at the library, and they've come back in and they have told me, like, oh, I was really surprised. I actually really liked it. So that's my other recommendation. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoy them. If you do have a chance to read any of my books from this video or from some of my previous ones next time you're in, please let me know, because I'd really like to know what you think about them. And if there is a theme maybe that you're looking for, maybe you want me to do a video that's all about nonfiction or something, you know, just kind of let me know. I'm more than happy. I'm sure I read enough that I can let you know what I liked and what I didn't like. So definitely reach out, let us know. And on the flip side, I'm always looking for recommendations. So when you are in the library, don't be afraid to talk to me and let me know what you think I should be reading. So thank you guys, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.